Welcome back to Montana this morning. And right now we're joined by Montana's senior senator, Senator Jon Tester. Good morning, Senator. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Mike. It's good to be with you.
Now, you've been around Montana. You've been pumping up the president's, which is now law, his rescue plan. So is this working? You see that Americans are now taking advantage of what was passed in Congress?
Yeah, we're seeing positive impacts. Look, there was money in it for government, local government in particular, and for schools. Those are all necessary expenditures, so property taxes won't have to go up. And in distance learning cases for the schools, we're still not out of the woods yet, and so many of the school districts are running both in-person and distance learning. Plus, there's an education gap, a learning gap that needs to be caught up with, hopefully with summer school and night school moving forward. And then there's always the restaurants and the bars, the hotels. Business is starting to pick up there as more and more people are getting vaccinated, which is really, really important. But they're still not to a point where they were pre-pandemic. And until we get to that point, we won't know we're out of the pandemic. So the dollars that were put forth, and then the money for vaccines, which was critically important, it's all being utilized, I think, in a way that meets the needs of our economy to get it back on its feet so we can get people back to work.
And specifically in Western Montana, have you had a chance to see it working yet? Or is that money targeted enough to help out?
No, it's targeted pretty well. And no, I have seen its impacts on local government and on schools in particular. And we're seeing restaurants being able to stay open because of the support from the federal level, which I think is important. If we lose these businesses during this pandemic, they won't be coming back after the pandemic. And so we need to, throw them a life preserver, keep them going. And as the economy picks up, and we're seeing it start to pick up, maybe not as fast as we all hope, but it is picking up fairly rapidly. In certain industries, it's doing very, very well. But in others, we're not where we need to be yet. So these safety nets need to be out there to help our businesses and our local, as I said, our local government. We need to make sure our first responders are out there protecting us on the street, and police and protecting us in firefighters' case against disastrous events that happen. So all that is very, very important moving forward.
All right. The president's next big item is his infrastructure plan, and that's very expensive as well. Some people think it is too expensive. Is this going to happen? Last time we talked, you thought it might. Do you still have some optimism?
Well, every administration for the last 30 years has talked about infrastructure. I am still optimistic about this. I think that we are still early, but time is moving. And we need to move forward. The thing that I think is good about this infrastructure plan is not only does it deal with roads and bridges and broadband, but it deals with the issues that I hear also a lot about when I come to Montana, and that's childcare and housing. Those are two really big issues that I hear a lot about. Now, look, there's 20 of us, 10 Republicans, 10 Democrats that have been meeting and trying to find a negotiated way so that we can get by the 60-vote margin. A lot of the Republicans, in fact, all the Republicans, don't think that healthcare and housing should be a part of the plan. What I told them is that's fine, but those two issues need to be addressed somehow, some way. Because quite honestly, we've got folks who can't go back to work because childcare costs so much that they'll actually financially further ahead if they stay at home. That's not good for the economy. I don't need to tell the folks in Missoula about the cost of housing. It is through the roof. And so workforce housing, affordable housing, whatever you want to call it, is really critically important if we're going to be able to expand the economy. And by the way, it just doesn't apply to Missoula. It applies to the entire state of Montana and the entire country as a whole. Housing is an issue everywhere.
Republicans have complained that there's way too much pork in these proposals, that there's these pet projects that senators and representatives are coming up with. Do they have a legitimate argument?
Well, it depends if you think that we're going to go towards electric vehicles. I think that's where most of the complaint is the charging stations. And look, I don't think they're entirely wrong. I don't know that the government needs to be paying for charging stations. I think that they're going to come as demand comes, just like convenience stores have gasoline. I think the stations will come. But one thing that does need to be done is we need to make sure our grid can support these power stations, because people don't want to spend 3-4 hours while their car is charging. These are going to be rapid chargers that use a lot of juice very quickly. And so we need to make sure our grid supports that. So on one hand, I agree there's some logic to say maybe we don't need to be building the charging stations, let the private sector do that. But we absolutely need to upgrade the grid to make sure it can support those charging stations. Look, we're going towards electric cars. We're seeing it happen. Look at what GM's doing. Look what Ford's doing. Look what Tesla has done and continues to do. Those companies are going to continue to make electric cars more feasible and work in even rural states like Montana. So we need to be prepared for it. It's just how we're going to spend the money to be prepared for it.
I want to ask you something that may not be right, that in the Congress right now, but a lot of states have made some rules, changed laws dealing with voters, voter registration and how you vote. And some say they've made it more difficult to vote. The other side says that, hey, we're making it safer. What is your thought on this right now? And Montana is one of those states that have made some significant changes.
Well, look, the fact that folks think that voter fraud is a big issue in our elections is a fraud in and of itself. Voter fraud is non-existent. And, what has changed really over the last 20, 25 years in politics is that when I first got in the state legislature in 1999, the folks on the far left and the far right and everybody in between worked to make voting easier. Now, all of a sudden, and it's happened over the last 10 or 15 years, voting needs to be made harder and more difficult. And I don't know if they want to exclude people from being able to vote, but the truth is people are out there trying to make a living. Voting day comes along. In Montana, you used to be able to register on the same day you voted. Now, you better be planning for it, because if you don't plan for it, you're not going to be able to vote. I think that's unfortunate. And I will tell you that I think we should be doing what we did 20, 25 years ago. We should be encouraging people to vote by making it easier to vote. And that's really the bottom line. And I know the state legislature did some things. They took away same-day registration being one of the main things. They did some stuff on IDs that I think were unnecessary. And in the end, this is going on all over the country. And I think it's very unfortunate. I think it takes away from our democracy and actually even puts our democracy at risk. When only a certain people can vote in an election, that's not a good thing. Everybody needs to be able to vote.
Senator Tester, I appreciate getting your insight this morning on Montana this morning. Thank you so much.
Hey, Mike, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.